she says, well, what she meant to say with her poor English and master's degree, she cannot tell the difference between you are and you are. So what she meant to say is, you are white. Your opinion doesn't matter. Now, go back to the conversation under the bridge. This is exactly what you said. They have neutered their men to a point where now they can sexualize themselves and has no effect on their men. So this is what now the opinion of Miss Djibouti, for all we care, she is a Central African woman in Canada. But she knows the position white women have put their white men in. You are white. Your opinion does not matter.
Wait. What? What?
And she's saying it so casually.
So is he
because it's commonplace.
So whose opinion matters?
The white woman's opinion, the empowered woman that this Central African woman is trying to emulate, matters.
And now to add on that, she's black.
So
shit.
When she sees a white woman picking up, she knows how to put them down. That's why you made that observation you made when you observed these young white males with women almost naked with them coming off the boat. And you say, you say something like, how many evolutions did they have to go through to come to this point where the power is so much taken away from the man and the woman can display her sexuality in the open and not affect the guy? And then before I could even wrap it around my head, you said they have been neutered by the society. And now this crazy girl here, she knows that lingo. Sit down, you are white, your opinion does not matter.
We are done with you guys a long time ago. we have fought this fight, so never open your mouth as a white man to say anything to a woman. We have you in our back pocket. No wonder, bro. Now it makes sense. I don't know whether it was Ngeo or Miss Maboko. Now it makes sense. Because these women of ours in Africa, they don't need to call the men in America or in Europe. All they need to do is talk to the women. Then the women will talk to their men, and then the men will come and dominate us and fuck us in the diabs. Do you guys see that shit? So for the longest time, who's fooling who? Are you fooling me or am I fooling you? And now when you start to wake up, they're like, oh, you want to wake up? Let's look for something here and just, God damn. All right. George,
Yeah. One last point. Now, look at the tweet that is pinned on the spaces. Now, remember the conversation that we had going down the hill and that which Vic Bay came and emphasized. Now, with that in mind, now read at the caption. It says, the perfect proposal to the perfect man for marriage in 2022. is the man who is willing and has been subdued and been trained to submit and kneel to the woman. That is the perfect man for marriage in 2022. You have to have gone through the training to remove any masculine energy in you and to remove any control and power.
And defiance.
And you display that on your graduation day by kneeling in public to the woman. That's when we know
you've graduated.
You are the perfect man for marriage in 2020.
Yeah, you've graduated. So as long as you can kneel, you've passed the test. Yeah, graduate. Let us knight you now. And now the woman has to come down to your level and pick you up from the ground that you kneel on as you beg her. Did you see this guy? We're talking about a guy called Willis Raburu. He's a presenter on Citizen TV. This guy proposed to his pregnant girlfriend, who has already given him another child. If Dedan Kimathi was to wake up from hell, he would be like, take me back into hell inner core this time around. I don't want there to be a possibility of me coming out of hell to see this. And while you are doing that, gouge out my eyes. I never want to see anything like this again. Take me to hell inner core. I want to be inside hell, inside the inside. I want to sit inside with the devil. I never want to come out of hell again. All right. So quick fast, let's go to Didro. I'll come to you, Paul, and then Thigby. Didro, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. I just had a question to George. George, I like that point very much, but let me ask something. So I used to listen to Kevin Samuels, and he used to say something along that line. But, just because I agree with what you're saying, but let me ask you, at the same time, don't you think black women, they know that white women listen to their men a lot more if we were to compare? I'm not saying that, I'm not saying one side is better. Huh?
Go ahead, Didro. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So the question is, because I definitely agree with you saying, don't you think black women are very against black men, and at the same time they don't want to, based on that tweet, they don't want to hear anything that that they, whatever the white man or the white woman would say, so that they can bring down the black man more. Is that like another secondary point that you were trying to make at the same point? Because I feel like I'm getting it at that level.
Bro, I don't have a degree. I don't have a master's like Mr. Djibouti here. You have to dumb it down for the dummies. What is the question?
For the what? Yeah, so the question that I'm trying to ask, based on the tweet you just spoke about, are black women hate, like that? Are they trying to bring down the black man more compared to the white women and the white men?
So when you say black men, are you talking about the black men in America?
Yeah, just black men in general. Like,
bro, you don't want us to go that road. Okay, let's go there. Back in the during the slavery days, and I'll say it so fast because I don't even want to talk about it. Back in the slavery days, when black families lived in the plantation, if there was any black male that showed some sign of masculinity, sign of leadership, sign of revolt, the masters would bring them down And the best way to humiliate this man who thinks he is a man among men was to sodomize him in front of the women and the children. The term is back breaking. Back as in the male of a deer. Are we together?
Yeah.
You know what a deer is? The antelope in America.
Yeah.
So the term is back breaking. So they would flog this man in a big gathering in front of women and children, and a white male would sodomize him and humiliate him. So after this act, that man is now broken. Fast forward to now the 21st century, black people's lives. If a black male shows sign of masculinity, shows signs of defiance, who do the black women call? The white man.
White man.
The police.
Yeah.
The police. The black woman is the one who calls the white people into the black man's house. And what do they say? This nigger here is getting out of control.
Yeah.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Now, in the 80s and the 90s, they created a way for these black women to fill in the gap that was created by the emasculated men. So what do? They told the woman, you don't have to work. You don't have to do anything. We will give you Section 8 housing, free housing. We'll give you food stamp.
Social Security, yep.
We'll give you food stamp. We'll give you WIC, which is weak women, infant, and children. When you give birth, we will give you that temporary help. But we will also give you supplementary food, that is the traditional food stamp. And we'll put you in the housing. And for you to qualify, there cannot be a man in the house.
Okay, so let me pause you right there. So that's why Miss Djibouti was yelling and praising the fact that she can get a 1.5 year off after giving birth, and she has 4 kids.
Now you get it.
Yeah.
Now, when you observe the relationships, normal, regular relationships between, which is now, I'm coming now to answer your question, between black men and black women, and an argument arises, there's almost 100% of the time, the following words are going to be said by the black woman to the black man. Look at you. You ain't a man. What kind of a man are you? You is a boy. You ain't no man. You can stand up for shit. You ain't no man. Now, no white man sodomizer is needed. They gave that role to the black woman to put the black man in his place.
So it's the same process, but it's more than
breaking now is solely in the hands of the black woman. Because remember, they empowered her with free shit.
Yeah, true.
So those are the dynamics of black relationships in general. And I'm painting it with a broad brush.
Damn, it's a hard truth. Thank you, George.
Right. Vic Bay.
George, Miss Djibouti says you're in her DMs. You're flirting with her in her DMs.
Hang on. There's something she said earlier, and Gail was speaking. What did she say? Something like, why are you putting me down and you know you want me? So when I read that, I gagged, and I wanted to pause Miss Gail for y'all to hear me gagging after reading that in real time, but then it was disrespectful. So I can't fight. But anyway, I'm in her DMs, yes. I want that 35-year-old four babies popped vagina of hers. What else is new?
Wow. Okay. I'll just carry on with my submission.
Go ahead, Miss Vic Bay.
Okay. Yeah. So my last point. There is something I didn't say when I gave that submission. After, like we talked about it and we observed a lot of things, and then we realized that women who have failed in their marriages are women who have failed to manipulate their husbands, or like these marriages that break after they have sustained a very long time, like people who have been married for 10 years, 20 years, and then they later break up. It's because women have they reach a time and they fail to completely dominate the relationship, or they reach and feel like they have failed to completely manipulate, or have realized that they're being manipulated. They are waking up, so the marriage breaks. Because it's something that we saw, and we felt like every marriage is thriving. Every marriage that is or that has stayed together is thriving on manipulation of a woman. It's a woman. If a woman it breaks up and a woman has been the cause of the breakup, it's because she has failed to dominate a guy, or she has failed to manipulate a guy. Now, if it's the man who has totally broken up the marriage, it's because he has realized that he has been manipulated for a long time, and now he has to move on. He has to open his eyes. So I don't know. You're talking about
Is Gift, is it me who can't hear Vic Bay, or is Vic Bay's problem? Who else is he on here? Brian, can you hear me? Who else is he on here?
Brian. Network is breaking.
Her network?
She kept breaking.
Oh, it's her network.
Yeah.
All right. You had your hand raised up, Paul. Go ahead.
Yeah, thanks. Today, I think we've had a very serious life hack. Those who follow science, you'll realize that in human body, our survival also depends on something that is very tiny. We can't see it by our eyes, but it is very crucial in terms of our survival, and that's a bacteria. So a normal human body has a certain level of bacteria to make it survive and operate normally. And if you get into the online or on Google, try and check the rise of allergies in the common society or modern society, you'll realize that the medics or the scientists are saying many households are now using a lot of detergents and detergent products. How do I call them? This kind of products, especially medicated soaps, that tend to clean out most of the bacteria that we have in our body, and then it brings the rise of allergies and imbalance in the body. But you'll realize that even though we don't see this bacteria, the duty that it does becomes help to the whole body in some way. And for it to survive, it has to exist in the body. Meaning that if you think that it is too small and you take it out, the whole body gets to suffer. Now, why do I say that? It comes to exactly what Thick Bay has been saying. All of us must have a survival mechanism in our ecosystem. Marriage is like an ecosystem. The husband has to know what to provide, and the woman has to know how to get what she wants. Now, what Thick Bay has been describing as manipulation is not actually, to me, manipulation. It is a mechanism to get on the side that you need for your provision. Because remember, you are not earning, the other person is earning, you have your needs, and you have to communicate those needs in a way that it does not hurt and in a way that it is not rude to the other person. So how do you do it? You do it by making sure you also provide your side for the other person to benefit. That's why people keep asking, what are you bringing on the table? On the table, it is not the income, it is not the beauty. It's what the other person needs to survive so that you can also be able to earn what you need to survive. Now, so that you can also be able to get what you need for your survival. So when that balance is broken, we have the sickness just like we have the allergies today. So the thing that the women were doing is not submissiveness, it is their mechanism of also being able to survive and communicating their needs. That is actually the thing. Now we've demonized it and given it a funny name, just like now we are giving a perfect woman a name called a house help. You know, that is the problem that now I'm seeing we're having. We are just giving them names because we are not happy with them. So that analogy, I think it suits on what Thick Bay was saying. It is not manipulation. If it is manipulation, why have they lived longer? Why in their marriages? Yet you're talking of manipulation. And a man will not see it as manipulation. Why? Because you reach home, food is there. You have a problem, she knows what to do. It is not manipulation. It is exactly what you need to survive, and you're also providing what she needs to survive in that particular way. Then, to the other lady, even though we don't need to talk about her that much, Miss Djibouti, I wonder what that man kept with for 14 years. If in just a few minutes she was able to explode and say those things. And I wonder why women don't have the guilt of another woman abusing their offspring, and they think that is empowerment because she can be able to get up and get back at you, and you think that is empowerment. I wonder how they can be able to accommodate that and call it empowerment. It just doesn't add up. But it's a life hack. All of us have to survive, and we have to know how we have to get the mechanism of survival. And lastly, to Thick Bay, that thing that you call manipulation of a woman, that's where the power of the woman lies. So ladies or women were brainwashed to forget where their power lies, and they thought the power lies in the books and competition outside there. And then when you are treated as a man, where you go to compete with them, you think that the space is now not accommodating. But when you want a house help, you do not get one that is equal to you.
Okay, I think we lost you, Paul. And Vic Bay, if you can hear me, there's this question I wanted to ask you. That's why I brought you back. So you are saying the woman thrives on manipulation. Is there another, quote unquote, normal way for a woman to thrive in a relationship devoid of manipulation?
No, I don't see any other way, unless a woman is raised up in an environment where she's not in contact with any other woman, unless she's not raised by a woman, because when a baby is born, she's innocent. So it's the values that are instilled in her that change her. So maybe if this baby is raised by a different gender that is not a woman, maybe. But if the woman or this baby is raised by a woman or any other female person, it just has to be the only way.
But in in the confines of your culture, you are telling us that this is the information that is passed to this young woman to apply because it has worked for the mother and the grandmother and all these other women before her.
Yeah.
But there is, as Paul was having pain explaining, why are we calling it manipulation instead of the power and leverage that the woman have, that she can have the ear of her man and make him or influence the decisions he makes because of her position?
I think Paul is just trying to find a nice way or a sweet word that the white men use to give these terms, to make this. He's just looking for a good way to put this. But a woman, to be able to get what she wants, she has to read. She has to read you as a man. She has to read your situation, read your character, read your manners, so that she can be able to get into your head and know when and how to ask for what she wants. And she's most certainly sure that when she asks for what she wants at that particular time, she's going to get it, because now she knows that at this moment I am in control of this man. Like, for example, pillow talk. When we are taught by our grandmothers and our mothers, pillow talk, they tell us, wait for that particular moment when you are in bed with him, and then that is the point where he's most vulnerable. So you can tell him, what, babe, so this and this happened in the house, so I need another car, or baby, please, can we take our children to this particular place? Because at that moment he's vulnerable. He can say yes to anything, So I don't know any other term of putting of bringing it out. I know that's manipulation, because anything that has to do with someone reading your mental stability or someone reading your actions and your ways to be able to ask for something, that is manipulation for me, And it doesn't have to be all bad, because this is a woman's nature. They only get, why Kibe was saying that a woman will know a man who will succeed even before the man approaches her.
Yes.
It's the mind, I can just look at you, George, from afar, and I already know that this guy does this particular job. He owns this particular car, and he's interested in these particular things. By the time you approach me, I already know that, because it's something that we have been trained from the time we were born. Manipulation, mind games, I don't know how else to put it.
You expounded it now and extended it outside of your cultural and traditions, and said, in essence, this is what a woman does to get her way.
Yeah.
All women.
Yes, regardless.
So when you use the word manipulation, it's what it is.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you, Dikbe. Brian.
Thank you, Brother George. Just to get some clarity from the Sister Dikbe. Manipulation, which is defined as exercise of harmful influence over others. So are you women exercising harmful influence over your men, Madam Dikbe? Is that what you're saying?
Well,
because
I don't know.
Let me give you an example. During pillow talk, you convince your husband to buy something which may be useful to the house. Maybe you are the one, let's say you are a stay-at-home wife, and maybe you realize that there's something wrong with your fridge. It's not working so well. The man is always out, so he doesn't really give a hoot about what the fridge is doing as long as there's food. So it's been a push and pull, get a new fridge. Then during that pillow talk thing, you manage to convince him to buy a new fridge. Would you call that manipulation, or are you simply providing useful counsel or useful advice? Back to you, sister.
Brian, I would like to inform you that there is no woman who uses pillow talk for such things as domestic things like, we don't have food at home, so you're going to use pillow talk for food. Like we don't have a fridge. Women do not use pillow talk for those things. I don't know if you guys know, but they really use pillow talk for something that is really, really important, something that has been pressing her for quite some time, something that is so beneficial to her, probably to both of you or maybe to her alone. No woman can use pillow talk for weird things. They will use pillow talk for things that are mostly life-changing.
Okay, give me 2 examples of pillow talk influence. 2 examples.
Like for example, a woman, if she has been cohabiting with a man for quite some time, they can use pillow talk to tell you that, you know what, babe, my parents are starting to question us. Can we? And the kind of voice she uses, it's so sexy and tender. You cannot say no to her. So she'll be like, "Can my parents are beginning to question my relationship with you? So they feel like we should go and visit parents, and maybe discuss bride price."
Use an example when you are already married. You are in marriage. Now that one is cohabiting. Use an example whereby you are now in marriage. The whatever has been paid to the parent. You are now a man and a wife, 2 kids to boot, and a pet dog like that. There.
Well, first of all, the example I just used is one example that will push a man to marry a woman even when they are not ready. That's life-changing. 1. 2.
No, not that one.
Okay. Let me see if I can think of something. When you are already married, let me see. When did I ever use pillow talk when I was married?
Yeah, go for what you did. They tell us all your secrets.
Actionable evidence.
Well, when did I use pillow talk? Well, I think my ex was trying to change a job. Like he wanted to quit his job. And we had this conversation about him not quitting because they wanted to give him a transfer to a different place, but he felt like he should quit his job and then look for another job that was around where we stay, So I had tried to talk him out of it for quite some time, and he had totally refused. So I had to use pillow talk on him at that time and be like, if you don't take this job, if you quit your job, there is this and this is going to happen in our house, blah blah blah. I gave him all this nice sex and this talk in his ears, and then he was like, you know what, you're right. Let me keep the job. Let me agree to the transfer. So yeah, that's one way, Brian. I hope
you used pillow talk to. He was to take a transfer. You refused to take a transfer, but he preferred to look for a job.
Yeah. So I managed to convince him to take a transfer to wherever they were taking him.
That is just useful advice, because you never know how long he would have taken to find another job. That's just useful advice, not manipulation. Thank you very much. Next one, because you took so long to come up with that one. Another one. That is useful advice, because if you quit and you don't have a job and you have a family, that is putting your family at risk. Don't you think, to some extent?
Well, men when men quit their jobs, they usually have a backup plan. They usually have, because a man cannot just sit down when he has a family and just decide to quit his job. So he had some businesses. He had some businesses already, but he just wanted, maybe he already had his grievances with this job, so that's why he had already even decided to quit that job.
You see, as I'm reading at the definition of manipulation, is the exercise of harmful influence over others. That's not harmful. There's no harm in that.
Wait. Do not take it out.
Think better. Hold on.
Yeah.
Brian, are you there?
Yes, Kibe.
Okay. I think that example, without having to let you guys go too far, that example, she's given you two very good examples. And I don't know what you want to hear from her. But the fact that this guy had made a decision and she made him change his decision, that's not bad enough? That a woman got into your head and she knew what she was doing and she changed. Do you think that woman is ever going to look at you as a man again? Just process that information. The woman, you made a choice. You say, I want to leave this job because my boss is a dick and I have a better idea. I can leverage on my businesses until I get to do something else. So you know what you want to do. It's a brilliant idea to yourself and it will give you peace of mind. And the woman, because of her selfishness, gets into your head and changes your mind. Now, do you think that woman will ever look at you as a man again because she knew what she was doing? That's what manipulation is. It's not a discussion. Now, it is her coming into your head and making you change whatever it is that you had there for her benefit.
I think now the point you are bringing in, the harm, I think now I get it, is the derailment of a man's thought process.
Because you had made the decision, and you went to her, and then instead of her agreeing with your decision, she found a way to get you to change your decision and now see things her way, which is very harmful to your family because you had made the right decision.
Yeah. That's why I was not seeing the harm. Now the harm is that a man's thought process has been derailed.
And once it's derailed, now you're following the woman. Now it's the woman who is leading the family. And how far do you think you'll go with that? Now look at what happened. Look at what happened even with Thikbe. The moment that man stopped being a man and he started listening to her, she couldn't even be with him anymore.
That's what I wanted to say. She's an ex. The guy is an ex.
Because he started listening to her. Because as soon as he realized that this guy is listening to me, then she's like, next, who's next?
And I tell you something, Kibe, so that we take this issue with a higher level of seriousness than I thought we should. If you are listening to me a few moments ago, I was saying that is advice, not manipulation. A few moments ago, I was saying that is advice, not manipulation. Mm-hmm. You are being manipulated and you do not know. Look at the rigging. She actually in Kenya say kupigwa skonyo when you are dodged mentally. She actually exercised a mental dodge on me. The manipulation seemed like advice. I think, gentlemen, you are seeing what kind of situation you're dealing with.
Imagine you who's here right now, you are unable to see that she manipulated her man. Imagine how much less that guy saw when he was in the mix after he's been given sex. You've not even been given sex, and yet you are unable to see it.
She has just made her voice so smooth. Hey, I'm just telling. She has blown so much smoke and mirrors all over. And I'm shining. When you are driving those fog lamps, you put fog lamps to maximum and you are seeing nothing, Bana.
No, but it's because you're not listening. You're not listening to her.
I get it, man.
Yes, you're not listening. So if you listen, you'll hear what they're saying.
Think I give you 10 over 10 on manipulation. There you go.
Oh, man.
And that's before sex, bro. That's before sex.
No sex.
You see, now if we get to sex, I'll be seeing Kumbaya every morning and evening, probably build a shrine for Thikbe. I'll be saying to Thikbe every morning and evening. Shall I wash your dishes for you?
She said she had given him the best sex that morning. This is coming from a 27-year-old, well, at the time, 24-year-old Ugandan, feminine, strong, black woman.
Tight in all the places where she needs. Thikbe is called tight in all places where she needs to be tight.
You imagine a Ugandan woman saying that she gave a guy good sex. Man, that guy must have been out of...
Thikbe is Ugandan.
Of course.
Oh, no. Ugandans these are PhD in manual control of masculinity. No wonder. No, I was feeling like I'm trying to locate the correct gear. Wapi, steering, wapi, clutch, wapi. She's Uganda. No, I get it.
Okay.
I should not beat myself too much.
Don't beat yourself too much. Remember, they're the ones who are forced to call their man Sebo. That time they're manipulating him, so they call him Sebo. So the man feels so good, they pump him up, his ego, but they call him Sebo. So he feels like they even have that thing. They hold their hand in as a sign of respect. Is it the left hand or the right hand when they're shaking your hand? So if they're shaking you with your right hand, then they'll use the left to hold her arm, so that it looks like she's completely submitted to you. And sometimes they'll even do this small bow to the Sebos. And the Sebo starts feeling like he's in control. And whatever she tells him after that, he will do. Who is the thick one here?
If only Paul Boyer had the courage to tell us what he just went through with a Ugandan woman.
He's not ready. Paul Boyer,
he's not ready. We forgive you, Paul. He's ready.
I know you went through some serious character development, Paul. And one day we shall hear that story.
I've not had a Ugandan woman, but I had a Kalenjin, our own daughter. But what Thickbay is saying, when Thickbay was describing all those things, I had to go back to her profile to check. Then I saw Ugandan flag. I was like, this cannot happen in any place on this planet except this country where I'm in. And I've seen men who come from Kenya, well married, with their ring in their finger. But they reach here, they will get number 2 and forget that they had Kenya as a country.
Man, all right. Okay, let me hear from Dr. Lewis or Dr. Lewis.
Good morning.
Yes, Dr. Lewis.
Sometimes I just sit back and enjoy the conversation in this space. But out of curiosity, I would just like to ask Brian, what type of advice would a man take from a woman? Because he's busy talking about... exactly. Nothing. So you're pressing Thickbay.
Dr. Lewis, as I said, yes, I actually came to realize that I was looking through smoke and mirrors. That was say she had actually managed to do. I'm back in my senses. That's why I said it. That way, at that time I was I can't even say I was, but
it's a Kinodia. The word is Kinodia.
Welcome back, sir.
Yes. Yes, I was in the Kinodia zone until Kibe came and knocked out the trance. So I was calling manipulation to be advised, and I was Googling things, and the smoke and mirrors took me out. It was a very serious, weak moment.
This guy had become a Googler.
Almost tying you on a pole and whipping your eyes.
Man. You see, I was actually in the stream. Yeah. This is not manipulation. This is advice. And then they're like, what the fuck? What is come on, man. It happened to me, man.
Welcome back. So I'll go ahead to my submissions. Andrew Kibe always talks about mothers teaching women how to lie and survive. Now Thickbay has made it very clear. And even from the towel story, it reminds me of that celeb who had this chick. They had sex, and when the celeb goes to the bathroom to take a shower, comes back, the woman is screaming. I don't know if it's Drake or someone or something.
It's Drake, yeah.
And then, so now Thickbay has brought it even out. But these things are also here. Now 90% of men's problems are sorted when in the kitchen and basically on diet, the double D, I call it the double D, the diets and the dick. Once you handle the dick and you handle your kitchen, 90% of your problems are done. And I wish men can get this even deeper. Sometimes, Kibe, when I go through Twitter, I see people talking too much shit about how you're trying to emasculate, you're trying to make men great again. And I just wonder why are people so bitter? And these are the people who have never even taken time to come into this space and hear out other men talk about their life experiences and even learn from it. So these double D, the dick and the diet, these are places where women manipulate men so much. You'll understand that most women manipulate us through sex, then cooking and even laundry. So once a woman has done this for a younger man, or a man who is not unplugged, then this man loses senses totally. Because when you're slapped with a pussy and good diets, food from the kitchen, you feel comfortable, you feel a man. And even from where I come from, everybody asks you, does she know how to cook? You see, they don't believe a man can be good at cooking more than women. And that's why some men are afraid of just being alone. Then, the Willis Labo story, I saw it today in the morning. And I was just wondering.
Before you move to that point.
Yes, sir.
And you see, the longer you stay with your mother, the more you find to look for, the more you seek out that dependency.
Yes.
The longer you stay with your mother, the more you seek it out, and you become a Kenodia very easily, because your mom is one who trained you to be a Kenodia. So these women will look at you and can tell immediately that you're ready for occupation.
You see, Kibe, some time back I put up a tweet saying that the first woman, if a man says I'm unplugged, if a man says I'm unplugged, the first woman you're supposed to unplug from is your mother. And I was so much trolled, even from my own family, people telling me, how can you disrespect women that much, saying that you have to unplug from your mother? And she carried you for 9 months. So I was like, I did not choose for that. I did not apply for that. I'm just a product of them having fun. So I did not apply to be born by her. So it's not like when I choose my identity, I'm being disrespectful to my mother. So you also say...
And you see, the longer you stay with her, the easier it is for her to walk in and out of your head. And if she can walk... Have you guys noticed one thing? Maybe this is now to all of us. Have you noticed there is no racism between women?
None.
Women always come together for a common cause like this. They don't see color. They don't see color. They are able to come together because the word woman is stronger than anything else. So women are able to come together, deal with the situation, and then go back to their cocoons. But men, we are being pumped up every day to see color, to see, to see economic status, to see all these things.
Yeah.
And it's not of our doing. Because when men are together, they know how to handle their shit. But as long as when women come into the mix, we start seeing other things that are not there.
And you see, when you're in the morning when you're introducing the show, you talked about the system. So the system is always against the man. When you emasculate a man, you make the man weaker, then it's easy to manipulate them. And this has been done through the education systems, through the food industries, all these things, even women nowadays, the feminism movements. All these things are just aimed at, they're very intentional. They're aimed at making the man weak so that he can be easily manipulated. And that's why when you raise something that unplugs a man from being effeminate, then everybody's against you.
Because
it's serious brainwashing.
Because that unplugging means that, number one, you must unplug from your mother.
Yes.
And they cannot imagine that you're unplugging from your mother because you have been weaponized. How dare you leave the matrix? And if you unplug from your mother, you'll realize, and this is now where we're going, maybe for you men now, once you mature to the next level, when you unplug from your mother, you quickly realize that you don't need women.
Yeah.
You see, as long as you're plugged into your mother is going to herd you into marriage. And she'll choose the right woman that she's able to talk to. She'll choose the right woman that she's able to communicate with so that you are always the product.
Yeah. I mean, how many times have we sat here listening to a man saying how much he loves the woman, the likes of Akna Ali, how much they love women and how much they have unplugged. And yet, after that, next statement is you just hear the mother talking through him.
Did you hear the time when Ali was here? I don't know whether he can come. And he said he had planned to marry a second woman.
Yes.
And then the wife had agreed, but then the wife went for, she went back to Queen Mother. So the wife went back to her mom's place, and her mom put a new energy in her. And then she came back to
Yeah.
Ali and told Ali, you know what, fuck off. You're not marrying a
It's
second
not
wife.
happening.
It's not happening.
And this is a man who is busy telling you how much he has unplugged.
Yes, and Ali, like the good boy he is, yeah. Ali, like the good boy he is. You know, today I had him on is it today or yesterday? Yesterday I had him on Gift's Space,
Yeah.
and I don't know if Gift is still alive. And I heard him say, no, it was today. It was today, and I heard him say that he learned business from his mother.
Damn.
I'm like, I got so tired. I got so tired. You know, this information is so tiring because now you're able to look back at your life and see where the lies were. Because how far back is the lie? Because if this woman can lie today that she was surprised when this guy went down on one knee, while maybe she's the one who orchestrated this whole thing, she even put it in his head where he's supposed to do it.
Imagine.
The woman, the person who made George and I stand was a woman. It wasn't a man. No, George, it's true. George is here. It was a lady who came and said, hey, listen, we're about to do a proposal here, and we need this view. So if you don't mind, move your asses.
I don't understand this thing of going down with one knee. Is it a cult or something?
Hang on, doctor.
Yes.
And so the lady who approached us was with her own man, but she knew instinctively for us to vacate that space, it was her manipulative energy that was needed to move these two huge black Negroes.
Because, by the way, you're right, because I'm sure she must have.
And you know what she did? She came and like squatted. And then she
not squatted, George.
What is the word?
Squatted, not squatted. Squatted.
Okay, you took me to the bedroom and where they need to use a Macintosh. Yeah. I got it. And then she's talking to Andrew, and I'm not following the story. So when I realized this is something that needs to involve me, I turn. And she had parted her legs just enough for me to see the underwear. I'm not making this shit up. And then as soon as I got the eye of it, she crossed it. She said, now, I have your attention.
And then, do you know what happened? In case you guys are wondering, George is the one who told me, stand up, we need to give these guys space. Now, the whole time when this woman was talking to me, I was pretending I'm not understanding what she's saying. Because it doesn't make sense, bro.
It's true. Everything Andrew is saying is what happened.
Yeah, but now George was used because she looked at me and realized this guy is not budging. Now let me talk to the one who's looking the more connuthia. And
no wonder George is talking about squatting.
That's all he saw. He saw the underwear. So later he was telling me, you know, that chick was showing me her underwear. I'm like, bro. She used you, man. She used you to get me out of there.
So I was completely oblivious of what is happening on my left peripheral. And then I looked, and I can tell the communication is not getting where it needs to get in Andrew's head. So she needed my involvement. I mean, I'm looking back now.
She was like, this one is not Kenothiaing.
So I started paying attention. Remember, we are all there to watch the fireworks. So I turned now to her attention, and the moment I turned, she patted her thighs. I saw the blue underwear. Then she pretended to put her hand over it, and now in her mind she said, now I have your attention. I was telling these gentlemen here, ABC. And now,
translate for this idiot here.
The reason I'm taking this image is because naturally it would have been the guy approaching us. But she knew the power of manipulation, and equally so, the gentleman knew that this required her energy, and she was in her best pretense of a feminine woman at that point, because she's naturally not feminine. And it worked.
Yeah, because if the guy had come there, he would have got some pushback. We'd be like, what?
And now,
Yeah.
the only thing that the guy said after the fact, after we stood up and obeyed, is, we will make sure you will get your space back. We'll, as soon as this happens, I'll stand in place and hold back your spot. So now the guy is doing the dirty work now.
Damn. It's so messed up out here.
And all these things are happening in so fast, and there is no time to consume. Now we are sitting here, 8 hours later, and we can go back and rewind and see what Vic Bay was telling us happens every single time for a woman to get her selfish ways.
Thank you, George. And you see now, Tikbe, nowadays she's so bold. She started a little bit shaky, and I think men shaped her up a little bit. Now you see, the story for Willis Raburu has done these mistakes over and over. He seems not to learn. He has a show. I don't know if that show still goes on, because I hardly watch TV. He had this show called 10 over 10, where these young people, ladies dressed like sluts, come there and just shake us on TV, and it was chaotic. So my advice to just men in the space, kindly, if at all you have to unplug from women, first of all start from your mother. Then after there, everything that you've learned through the system, the education system, kindly put it aside, then come to the real world, because most of these things are the things that have messed us so much. And I believe the education system is effeminate, because most of the teachers are women. So all through, we've been taught by women, straight from growing up, being born to growing up, we've been taught from women, and we've never had this chance to get maybe mentors like the likes of George and Kibe, who share the experiences here. So if at all this information is not helpful to you, and you feel, because now you are an emotional person and you have these feelings that you want to get into a relationship, well, possibly consider the following. There's an acronym I normally use that is called DAFY, D-A-F-Y. So a woman, one, must be desirable, and that means the physical beauty, not a single mother, because single mothers, actually the Djibouti, she's not just a single mother, but a single mother to 4. I mean, what type of man will go for that? So consider the DAFY. Desirable, she has to be physically beautiful and not a single mother. Then availability. And that's why Kiba always insists that long-distance relationships do not work. However much you want to convince us you are in one and it is working, it is not working. Long-distance relationships don't work. So go for available. She must be near you. She must be available to you when you need her. Number 3, which is the F, feminine. Now, under feminine, I believe this is where feminists come in. They are trying as much as possible to make women the worst version of men. Now, men and women will never be the same. Being equal is different from being the same. They will never be the same. So, kindly, women, just being feminine is so attractive to a man. It's so therapeutic. We feel good you being just a woman. And then the last one is your youth. We are interested in your womb being young. So kindly, 19 to 24, that is where your sexual market value is at peak. So men, if at all you want to get into a relationship, kindly consider those 4. But that will only come as a result of need. If there is no need, then stay on your own. So thank you very much for that chance.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Lewis. The fact that a man will need, if you need a woman, you're fucked. If you need a woman, you're taking yourself to the slaughterhouse. The moment you hear a man saying, now I just need a family, I want to settle down, just forget about him. That one is a done diesel. He's a rap. That one you can just stick a fork in him. He's done. You hear a man say, I want to leave something. I want to leave a legacy. That is a done deal. He's done. If you hear somebody saying, I need a companion for my life, that's a guy who's done. That you cannot reason with that guy. You hear a man saying, I'm just coming of age now. I need someone to, Every time you hear a man saying that he needs a woman, that man is done. Unfortunately, that's the truth. It seems harsh, but as the game is there, we have been told this is how the game is. If you want to come in and play and never win, you can come in. I mean, look at your fathers, your grandparents. They've not been winning, but no, maybe you have a chance. You have some new information nobody else has around the world. Okay? Including Dr. Dre. But you come and try and play. Try. And the woman is going to walk away and you see, the thing is this. When the woman stops seeing you as a man, even cheating on you is so easy for her. She does not even feel guilty. The day she stops seeing you as a man, she does not even feel guilty getting fucked even by the watchman. Or Brian, for that matter. Brian is the watchman for today, based on Miss Djibouti. Right? She doesn't even struggle. She's going to be fucked by the lecturer, your father, anybody, as long as she has stopped seeing you like a man. And you see now, this is a language that they're giving you so that they can identify you everywhere else. Like you can identify the black people because of their anger. It's very easy. You just go somewhere, you'll see the angry people. You say, oh, those are the black ones. This must be the niggers. Okay? You can identify the Nigerians because of the loud ones. So these are markers they're giving you as men for them to identify you. To say, oh, this one is one of ours. Hey, you young man, come here, stand and run and go get me this. And the guy is going to do exactly what she wants him to do because he has the mark of the beast. Remember, we've been talking about the mark of the beast? You have been marked by the beast. But the moment they find a man who is not marked by the beast, now there, she can be a woman. God damn, this is it's blowing my mind. Let's hear from a few more guys and we start to close this up. Reese, are you there, Reese?
Hey, man. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Manze, this whole story is reflecting on me very harshly right now. That's why I just had to come in and just point that out. You guys are talking facts. I'm living it as we speak.
What do you mean?
Hey, Buddha. So I had this chick. Now we're done, I think. Actually, I'm sure we're done.
You're done, you
My
think?
Yeah, no, I'm done.
So she's not told you guys are done yet?
No, I'm done. I'm done because of this predicament I found myself in.
What predicament?
You know?
Do you want me to drag this information out of you or you want to give it to us?
Okay, let me tell you what happened. So just the other day, last month, I had my house, I had everything in order. And then I've been dating this chick for I think 1.5 years now. And the more I listen to you, the more I start to question myself. What exactly am I? I'm actually a canoe without knowing it, even though I think I'm not, because I have no reason to be with her. And that's the whole point. The fact is, I can't tell you why I'm even with this chick, to be honest. But then it's just like pressing on. And then she started to be all over my place and, kind of moving in. I'm telling her, please, I need to be alone. But eventually they're so sneaky. Before you know it, they have, a bunch of shit in your house and they kind of live there even though they don't. And with time, she becomes this whole, macho persona. And what happened most recently, now on my birthday, I had some friends over in the house. And, we had a bit of a racket. His music, guys were eating, drinking, having a good time. And the neighbor just comes. It's happened before. Neighbor comes, knocks, and he's like, guys, you guys just keep it down and blah, blah, blah. And then she goes off. And I'd never seen this side of her, Yani. She goes off, and the neighbor's like, what the fuck? Who's the owner of the house? And I'm like, okay, guys, let's keep it down, blah, blah, blah. But, damn, that's the last...
She goes off on the neighbor or on you?
Yeah, on the neighbor. It's a lady. It's a lady. She's come to just ask, okay. And then she's like, oh, well, what the fuck? Why can't you just come in here without, introducing her? And like, wait, chill. It's just here. And then she just keeps on going off. And
wait. Slow down. So the neighbor, who's a lady,
yeah,
comes to tell you,
keep it down. Yeah.
Then this one sees that and goes off on this other one.
Yeah.
How dare you come to try and dominate the one that I have dominated?
And tell us what to do and what's going on.
No. You're not getting it. How dare you come into my territory to try and dominate the one who I have dominated?
Yeah, it's crazy. Fuck.
Are you seeing that?
You know what happened next? Yeah, wait. That's not even the juice of the story.
Uh-huh.
I've lived in this place, I think, for like 2.5 years.
Yeah.
It's a nice neighborhood. It's up on Ngong Road, if you know Nairobi. It's close to work and stuff. And then I got evicted.
Shit. You were given notice?
Yeah, no, I'm out of there. Anyways, I think I started sinking so deep in this whole bullshit that it's affected, I can see how I'm getting fucked up every day. So I wanted to go away from Nairobi for a while. So it just happened to be under fucked up circumstances that are facts that you talk about. And I hate that because I didn't see it like this. I wanted to go on my terms, But now I'm kind of doing it, but the beginning has been crazy because I've had to move out. I'm actually road tripping Rift Valley. I'm in Naivasha as we speak. Just got an Airbnb. I'm chilling. And I plan to do this for at least 2 months just to fucking congest from. I was thinking maybe in this bullshit.
That is nice, man. That is nice. You do what you have to do, man, to get yourself back.
Yeah, that's the thing is I have to embrace the fucking situation. I've been fucking kicked out of my house. It's facts. I had to pack everything or hire a warehouse, put everything in there. That's a cost I didn't imagine having. And then it's cost me, and I'm like, fuck, I can't believe it's all because of this fucking loud ass bitch. I allowed her in my space. I was doing well. At least, even my peers, I think I was doing okay. I'm not the richest guy. I'm not anything, but I'm just surviving. I'm in Ngong Road, having a good time, accessible to work. Things are going, nicely. And then I don't know what happened. I had this need or desire to have a chick, It just came out of nowhere. And you meet this girl, and she's nice. She looks nice, at least. They're not nice because I think all the way from the beginning, maybe she had a sinister agenda, And to get me here to dominate even my neighbors and to speak on my behalf in the estate, and I'm like, wow, this is just fucked up. But anyways, it is what it is. I'm leaving testimony. And the thing is, you just need to fucking stand up and walk out. That part I have to reiterate. In fact, there's no other way to do it. I kind of feel much easier, much less weight on my shoulders now, knowing that I have nowhere to go back into Nairobi, but still, I can be by myself and suffer and start from the beginning, something like that. It's fucked up anyways.
Man, that is so cool. You've almost unplugged. But yeah, do whatever you must do to get your mind right and get rid of this need that you have. Because that's a very dangerous need. It's going to keep you in trouble for the rest of your life.
It's true. My business has been slowing down, because she's taking a lot of my time. And I see this. You start to see this after, I think if you're full to go down this journey, you start to see this shit when it's almost fucking too late. That's when you start to realize. Luckily, I don't have a kid. I was just trying to date, trying to stay committed. 1.5 years, and I feel like, I'm not maybe even ready. Actually, maybe it's just it's a me problem, to be honest.
So how long has it been?
1.5 years.
No. Since you kicked her out and left the apartment.
Yeah.
Oh, 1.5 years ago?
No, dude, 5 days.
Oh.
I saw it's as recent as June.
So Are you ready for the news?
Tell me.
We are pregnant.
No. Okay, you know what? You're right. She's going to say some shit like that, but it can't happen. It can't be true.
No.
And if it does...
Bro, we are pregnant.
George, you want that guy to drop dead on space?
No way. No.
We are pregnant, bro.
Can't happen. I was careful. You know?
Bro. We don't need your seed for us to be pregnant.
Shit.
We are pregnant. The mother of all bombs.
Mm.
Have you blocked her number?
Yes. On social as well.
There's going to be a brand new number, and we are pregnant.
That can be true. I'm ready to do DNA.
We don't care at the moment. We are pregnant. That one will be solved 13 months later. But for now, we are pregnant. So get ready for those news.
How do I... That doesn't mean I need to do anything. What?
No, you don't have to do anything other than knowing that we are pregnant and the news are coming.
So,
all right. I mean,
what you do is do not respond to anything from anyone from her side. Okay?
Yeah.
Don't respond to anything from anyone from her side.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, whether it's her father, her mother, her. Don't respond to anything. In fact,
our friends.
Yes, don't respond to anything, and don't hang out with the same guys you used to hang out with. Some of them are snitches.
Yeah, 100%. Imagine she came to tell me the other day at something that she saw me post on Twitter. Her friend told her, and I'm like, who is this friend, our mutual friend, who has the audacity to talk about my stuff to you and not to me? I realized maybe there's snakes around me here. That's why I want to just kind of fucking get away from this whole...
So you need to change your friends, change where you live. If you can change the line that you have and stop responding to people on social media, you just give yourself some time to rebuild whoever it is you are. And you're lucky because you got out before she said she's pregnant.
Yeah. Okay? I could start see it coming. And
yeah, so you're lucky you got out before, because now if she's pregnant out the outside. Now imagine if she was pregnant on the inside, the drama she would have caused in your life, bro.
It's crazy.
And then another thing that I've seen that works for men and women is when a man borrows money from a woman, she disappears. So maybe you ask her, hey, do you have like 20,000 there? You see, she will get rid of the kid herself. All right. So anything else, Rhys?
Rhys, man, you guys, thanks, man. These things. So now you're guiding me live, you know.
So wait. So you're in Naivasha. Where are you spending the night?
I got an Airbnb. I've been staying here for like 5 days now.
Oh, in Naivasha.
Yeah, in Naivasha.
And is it a nice place? I can hear the birds.
It's very nice. It's it's very clear place to think, and I've started to ground myself again, because this was some bullshit I was getting myself into. I see.
Enjoy, man. Enjoy your time.
Thanks. From here, I go to Zanzibar.
Oh, and nice. Also, one last point. I want you to be very critique on friendships, because friendships, as Andrew would say, are situational. So the friends you had when you were partying were for that life, for that situation. Now your situation has changed. And if you're still keeping those friends, those are the ones keeping a tab on you and snitching on your new lifestyle to this now pregnant girl that you haven't known that she's pregnant. So change your friends and keep business associations, but change friends.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, guys, man. Brian, everyone is speaking a lot of truth here, and Miss Djibouti, Bana, I don't even understand. Like, I think if it's like that, then let's just keep it to ourselves, you know. Acha tu tuache.
Acha tu tuache. All right. Thank you, Riz. Imagine having a woman in the house like Miss Djibouti. Man, I would shoot myself every day in the nuts so that my dick never rises. Wasike, are you there?
Yo.
What's up?
Izangui, Izangite, Izabosco.
Yeah? Is that what?
Yeah? Izangui, Izangite, Izabosco.
What's the other name of the dog he called?
The other?
Scooby.
Dog,
it's a Scooby. It's a Scooby, yes.
Scooby, Jimmy.
Yes, uh-huh.
Okay, jobless quotes. Okay, we've seen anybody who talks about living the other life to the other, like any man who talks about his former relationship to the current free mind life, or let's say independent life. I always hear people here talk of, we moved from this place to another place, and that's a routine. And if you're a man here and you've listened to these many testimonies, why can't you copy what other men are saying? Kibe told us about it. If you are a man and you are not having peace of mind with your woman, pack your 2 underwears, your vest, march out and never look back. And everybody's giving testimony. Like this guy is talking about, he went to Naivasha. I told you guys I went to somewhere, some city somewhere, some borderline. Somebody else talked about he went to somewhere else. A gift went to somewhere else. Men here, we don't want to be your therapists every day. Learn from what people tell you. Okay, I'll talk about this thing of, I've seen this. Have you ever, those from Kenya, or let me ask this question in general. These people who are teachers, who in the lower primary, let's say the nursery, or let's say class 2 and below, why is it that we are never taught by male teachers? Was it an intention? So that they instill some sense of feminine character in us. That thing has really made me to think a lot about it. You can share your experience from other countries if it's still the same, that the lower primary teachers are always female. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Wasike. Yeah, we mentioned that earlier. And I don't know who it was. Maybe I think it was Paul who had talked about it. And Paul O'Brien. And we were wondering how come. I mean, it's evident that even when I look back, all my primary school teachers, apart from my class 8 teacher, all the class teachers were female. And we really struggled with them because discipline was an issue. So what they would do, they would get the male teachers to come and terrorize us. So the male teacher would come without knowing what's happened. He's just been brought to make sure that he's the dog. The attack dog. Come and attack these kids. Come on. Man, what's going on here? It's a mind fuck. All right, let's start to close it up. Man. So if I give you a chance to speak, you'll have 30 seconds. We cannot do more than what we've done today. We've done so much. Wasike, thank you very much. I appreciate your time. And that question is just crazy. Reese, thank you as well. All the best with your new move and new life. Let me go through the people who are here now. Quick, fast, minus slow. Let me start with Rock Hard. Rock Hardwood, are you there?
Yes, Kibe, I'm here.
All right, give me your 30 seconds, bro.
I will try to speak as fast as I can, but I was in some serious need of advice, especially from George, because I'm in a long distance relationship right now, and my lady, she's a Rwandese. She just received she just won a Rotary visa to come to the States. So I've had terrible horror stories from George about girlfriends or partners coming to the US and ending up leaving you or shit like this, So, if George can speak for a second, maybe he can give me some quick advice about what to do once she gets here.
All right.
Because she's going to get here eventually.
How long will it take for her to get there?
No, she should be here by December.
All right. So George will answer you in his submission as well. George, remember that question. Thank you very much, Rock Hardwood. Sorry, not Rock Hardwood.
Thank you.
All right. Let me hear from Dave G. Dave G going once, Dave G going twice. Dave G, do you know how to unmute yourself? Elijah Kiko.
Yes, hi Kibe.
What's up, Elijah?
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
Ain't it?
Yeah, man, this advice, it's really helpful. Man, I hope you're listening and you're getting this. Like we saw with that lady who kept wanting validation, saying, check out my profile, I'm beautiful, all things like that. And look where she ended up. So men, learn to be by yourself and figure out what you want in life. Don't chase after like validation from women, this loneliness you have, like just shake it off. That's all I had to say.
All right. Thank you, Elijah Kiko. You have to ask yourself, Elijah, thank you.
All
right.
Thanks.
You have to ask yourself, is being alone and being lonely the same thing? Is being alone and being lonely the same thing? Because many of us have been programmed to think that as long as you're alone, you're lonely. So you have to get rid of that loneliness. So those two words have been put together, that you cannot have one without the other. If you're lonely, it means you're alone. If you're alone, it means you're lonely. So you have to get rid of that loneliness. So every time you find yourself with a few minutes, you have to occupy those minutes. Somebody else has to occupy them, because you've been told you cannot be a loneliness. God damn. Thank you, man. Grace M., are you here?
Hi, Kibe. Good morning.
Good morning. What's up?
Good morning, everyone. I'm really enjoying today's conversation, as always. And I'm going to put my submission in the form of a question. So I know how important it is to most men that a woman is humble, she possesses humility, she's feminine, she's submissive, and she's young. All of these stuff are a buttress for a wholesome relationship. Now, the question I have is particularly on youth, because Kibe, you particularly talked about womb viability. So I have a specific question regarding that. So if looking around, you see so many young ladies, all promiscuous, the way they talk, the way they dress, their attitude, everything about them is lecherous. So if a young woman has been moving around, say, for example, sexually active since she was, I guess, 13, all the way till she's 24, because you talk about 19 to 24 being like the most viable age, I guess, when your womb is most viable. Can you compare that woman to, say, somebody who is much older, say, for example, in their 40s, who's lived a decent life? Because, you see, there's no one size fits all when it comes to, we can't put a blanket condemnation on women in terms of like, oh, you're young, you maybe you've been young, you've been promiscuous, but your womb is still more viable than somebody who is a bit older and has lived a decent life. So I don't know. If you could answer that, I'd really appreciate.
Okay. Grace M., thank you. Thank you for the question. Too bad we're closing it up. So let's see if the guys who are coming in to do the submissions and George as well can touch on that. And yeah, let's see if we can get you an answer before we close this up. All right. Thank you, Grace.
All right.
Okay. DJ T, you want to jump on this one?
No, not that one. I think I'll leave that to George.
All right. Give me your give me your submission then.
Yeah, let me give my 30 seconds. And I have two. One is to the guy of Ngong Road, where he said that she seemed good, and these to all other men, they always seem good, and they tend to protect the devil inside them until when one day they'll just do something small that might raise, just to see what you'll do. Then when you don't do anything, that's when now the real devil will come out. And then another last thing is on what Ngeo said. The secret is to, if you feel like you need to marry a woman, the secret is to find that educated woman, ask her to find a house help for you, then that's the best.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's a good idea. Get a very educated woman.
Good idea.
Yeah. Thank you, DJT. Get a very educated woman, then marry Hamboch. Yeah. All right. Oh, man. Bran.
Once again, maximum appreciation to you, the main host, and George and Gift Darrell. My message is for men, the game is rigged, so much rigged against us. So let us not be complacent in our path to greatness. As you saw, there was a very vivid demonstration of what happened to me today. I was shown a collection of smoke and mirrors, and I was busy drinking the Kool-Aid being served by our sister Sick-Aid. That tells us one thing: be on alert throughout. The game is rigged against us. Thank you.
All right, Bran Ngudi Juma today has learned the great lesson of vigilance. You gotta be vigilant, bro. Otherwise, you never know what's lurking. Paul Mboya, are you there?
Yeah, Kibe. Today has been a life hack, a good one. And many a times women have always asked why men feel bad when they say dress in a particular way, behave in a particular way, and they always say it is freedom. The same pain a woman will feel when a house help is trying to behave in her own way under her house is the same pain a man feels when a woman is not submissive. Thank you.
All right. Hey. Hey. You know, there was a funny meme going on last year. So every end of the year, when the house helps go back home to visit their folks or whatever it is they do, because the house help has been in your house for a long time and has, maybe through the year, and she's eaten well and she started to get some hips and some tits. So every time when they go home for the December holidays, it's called a transfer time. We even make fun of it because the women who are the ones, the educated women who are the bosses to these house girls, they feel exactly what men feel because of that uncertainty when they send fare to these women to come back, and these women sometimes never come back because now she's looking sumptuous. Now the men in shags have seen her and they pick her. It happens. It is so crazy. And the women go through the same anguish like men. And you can see there, so we make fun of them and say, look at you guys. You guys suffering the way we suffer every time we send you money and you guys don't come. It's crazy. I don't know whether Gift is still around. Gift, are you there? All right, Paul Boy, I know you want to close it up. Don't worry. You can finish tomorrow. George.
Let's give Samson 30 seconds, please.
Oh, Samson is here?
Yes.
Samson, go ahead. Samson is in the Vatican or what? You have to use get rid of the mics and whatever AirPods and all that shit. Disconnect everything, including the electricity. Samson. The phone actually has to be close to you. We can hardly hear you, man. Thank you for trying, though. All right, it's not working. George, just go ahead.
All right. Thank you so much, guys, for sticking it for 5 hours. Thank you for the great insights from Gail, Vic Bay, and our marauding lunatic, Djibouti. It's very evident now. It's very clear now what the choices are. And, the longer we keep these ladies speaking, the longer we learn some new secrets. The questions that were not covered today, the discussions that we did not have today, I remember Grace M. Please come in back tomorrow and let's start from the top of the hour with your question and handle it. The guy in America bringing a Burundian woman on a green card. Let's talk about all those things tomorrow. Thank you so much, Andrew, for holding these spaces. Thank you for the insight that comes through them. Thank you for the opportunity to be around such wonderful people. See you tomorrow.
All right. Thank you to George. Appreciate that. You held it down when Gift couldn't. He's sick, probably. He's sick, doing something. I don't know what he's doing. With another excuse. But yeah, today has been one of those days I enjoyed myself. I want you to know, as you go out there into the world, that there's not a single good human being. And I'm not just talking about women. No, men, women, we are not good. There's not a single good human being. So every time you say, that's a good man, you're lying to yourself. That's a good woman. You're lying to yourself, bro. None of us is good. I am not good. You can try as much as possible to be truthful, but good, nobody is good. So when you say, oh, you have found a good, you found nothing, bro. And one thing that I know for sure is that even the women they're like Google. They're learning. Every move we make, they're learning. The system is continually improving itself. And I can't tell I can't tell if it's conscious or not. But there's a system that I don't even know whether the women know that system exists. And I can't tell whether it's conscious or not, whether they do it knowingly or unknowingly, or it's just survival. I can't tell why it's so easy for men to fall. I can't tell you for sure why that is so easy. We look at colonialism, and I've always had my questions. I'm like, why did we fall so easily? Somebody came in and took our homes. One thing that I heard from one of these Mau Mau guys was so profound, and he said, it took us a long time to get rid of this white man, because every time, before we had planned ourselves, our women would go to the police stations and cause chaos, and now we had to go rescue our women, and many of us died in that trying to rescue our women. Because then we couldn't just leave our women there. And when you hear the stories of the black man and his black woman, and there's no racism between the women, I'm like, God damn, how long has this been going on? Anyway, I don't know. It's just musings of a madman. I like to think and I like to go as hard as I can in my head to see how far I can go with this crazy thinking. The one thing that I know for sure, with all my age right now, is that I don't have to play the game anymore. And because I don't have to play the game, then I don't have to kiss anybody's ass. I can be as objective as I want to be. And look at situations from any angle without having to worry about who feels what, because, again, I'm not kissing anybody's ass. I'm not kissing male ass or female ass or any ass for that matter. What is the truth? Let's be truthful. Thank you, gentlemen, and the few ladies who joined me this morning. We had a wonderful session. It's gone on for 5 hours, 7 minutes. This will be a space to remember. What a wonderful time. Thank you, guys. See you tomorrow, same time, same place. This has been a production of www.rogueradio.live, Kenya's home of underground hits. My name is Andrew Kibe. See you tomorrow. Remember to join my patreon.com/KibeAndrew, where all these conversations go to live. We have great conversations, and all of them are there. If you want also to comment, I respond personally on my Patreon. I do love that channel a lot. So thank you very much. See you guys tomorrow, same time, same place.